Welcome. In this video, I'm going to look at technology that can be used to help protect and learn about malicious individual trying to break into your enterprise network. And I'm going to be talking about Honeypot. Honeypot is like a digital trap or decoy. It's basically a fake computer system or server that looks like an important part of a network. The sole purpose of the honeypot is to attract malicious individuals. So when those malicious individuals try to access the honeypot, it captures information about the malicious individuals' methods, tactics, techniques, and procedures. And then the security expert with that organization can learn from it, take actions, and also it can be used for threat intelligence. Now, if you are going to be doing this in your lab environment, if you're going to be assigning this kind of lab to your students, they can be mapped to the NIST work rule, that is NIST SP 800.181. So you'll be looking at a cyber defense infrastructure support specialist, a cyber defense analyst, an exploitation analyst, a cyber operator, a vulnerability assessment analyst, incident responder, and threat or warning analyst. So those work roles can be assigned to this particular lab. So let me get into the demo. So what I'm going to be doing is I have a honeypot running on this Linux system, and I'm going to be trying to talk to the honeypot from this Windows server, and I will see how the honeypot is going to log the connection. And it's also going to be logged to a file. The file will be saved on the computer that the honeypot is running on. And it's also going to display to the screen the connection that has been established with the remote machine. So I'm going to be using tools like NCAT. I'm going to be browsing from the remote machine to a fake login page that the honeypot will serve when the remote machine tries to gain access to the HTTP port. I'll also run a tool called Nmap to scan one of the ports, and you will see how the honeypot will react. So let me start the honeypot. The honeypot is written in Python. So I'm going to do sudo Python 3 and hpot. And I'm going to press the enter key, and you see I have 5 services running on this system. So now I'm going to go to the remote machine, and I'm going to open the browser. And the first page I want to interact, the first service I want to interact with is the HTTP port 8080. And when I do that, it's going to load. And then what I want to do next is I'm going to try to put in a username, maybe a phone or username, or maybe the malicious person phone or username, and they're trying to brute force. So I'm going to put xyz@gmail.com, and then I'm just going to put in a password in there. Password 123, and press login. This page is not going anywhere because it's a fake page. But when I look on the Honeypot, you will see that the Honeypot have logged this. So if I see an email address associated with my organization being used by a malicious individual on that Honeypot fake web page, then the next thing is I want to start to check my systems and learn more about what is going on. Okay, it also logs in the IP address of the remote system. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I will use ncat on the remote system to pull the page header and content. So this page that I just accessed, I will use ncat. I'll use ncat to pull the header. So I have nmap installed on my system. And once I install nmap, it comes with ncat. And I'm going to click here and just type cmd to go to the command line. And when I do a DRR, you see ncat is in there. I do a ncat. If I'm new to a command, I always do ncat tac help to see how you can use the command. Okay. So what I'm going to do, since I know how to use the command, I'm going to do ncat. And the honeypot is 192.168.56.108. And the port that I'm trying to pull down, the page that I'm trying to pull down, its header is running on port 8080. So when I do that and go to the honeypot, you see that the honeypot has logged in this HTTP connection. And I'm going to go back in and try to get the header of that page and press the enter key, and you'll see that I pulled the header. Now let's see how the honeypot deals with that. Now I can look into a file. So the honeypot has also created a log file. So I'm going to go to another instance of, I'm going to clear this screen. And I'm going to list the content of the folder, and you'll see that the honeypot has created a log file. So to display the content of the file in Linux, I'm just going to cat, and you will see that this file is logging everything. If I want to improve on this, I can log additional information from the remote machine. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to try to do a FTP to that system. So I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to cancel, and I'm going to do FTP and 192.168.56.108, and it's port 21. Do not have to put that in there. All right. I did not have to put the port number. So say 2020, welcome to FTP server, connection closed by the remote host. So this was intentional. And now when I look at the honeypot in here, you see that FTP connection will log also. Okay, so you have 1024 of the frequently used port, and if you're setting up a honeypot based on the port that you want to have on your honeypot, you can include them in your honeypot. Okay, there are other tools that you can use, SSH. So if I did a SSH in here, go back in here, this is the message I'm getting from the honeypot. If I did a SSH to the honeypot, and connection aborted. So you see that is what intentional is built into the honeypot. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I can enhance this to create a fake username and password if I wanted to do that. But you see it logged the SSH connection. So basically you can learn what the malicious individual is trying to do, and then it helps with your threat intelligence analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.